being in there, being hooked up to all the tubes, seeing the pictures that were taken of me hooked up on all the machines. It was, yeah, traumatic for me, eye-opening.
I don't know, when you make up your mind to kill yourself, you just stop caring about everything else.
Because I just say I was just so tunnel vision with vengeance that I didn't really care about the consequences at the time.
Then it's a different level of shame when your mom sees this distasteful action.
Back in there, he's young man, we ain't know no better.
I remember speaking to him that you need to stop. If you and this is this gang thing that you ain't, you need to stop. You been dead.
Well, it all started for me when Carlos pitched the idea to me. When he came back from India, he brought in 3 clefs and he told me, Errol, I want you to start making batsmen or try to make batsmen. This is no problem. So I went on YouTube, watched a couple videos, and then from there, we just bought some tools and then went for it. The finished 3 clefs I made, one of the first ones I made was this one here. And from there, that was in 2015. From there, I went the following January. I went 2016, I went to England to Tim Keeley. And I spent a week with Tim and his family learning the art of making bats. So this is the end result that we all love to see. But how it started before, it starts with actually this. This is a clef. Right now it has in the handle, or the splices in. It's also started from just a normal piece of wood. The process for this, the clef has to be pressed to give the ability to play. So after that is selected, and the player comes, he selected the clef he wants, and the profile. The profile is the shape of the bat. There's over 300 different shapes, which is a lot, but after that, give me what he wants. Then I go to the table and work within the specs that he has, within the weight, everything. And then my work starts. It was fun. It was a nice experience. It was new, going into his first time in England, getting into that climate and everything. So this is a draw knife I'm using. I have 2 types. This one takes off majority of the wood, and this one's when you use then for down in the neck as I get into the wood. From what I first did, then to actually knowing the art and feeling the art and getting the full rundown on what is to happen when it goes into the whole process of making a bat. It's not just any piece of wood. The wood have to be cut, milled, and pressed to give you that elasticity that you'll see the players striking the balls over the ropes for 6. So it's a good start for me when I made that step or transition from here into England. And the experience was nice. When I was there, he also had some bats done for international players too as well. And hopefully, at that time, I was telling myself, hopefully I get a chance one of these days to do something big for the international players and to get on the international scene. So after that week I spent with him, I came back here. I brought some clefs with me, and Carlos then was selected to replace someone for the World Cup that same year. So I get an opportunity then to make a bat then for an international player then. So I did that, and I was all excited in the yard because I grew up in Sergeant Village, and we didn't have the facilities yet for the workshop, so everything was done basically in city yard, backyard. And it was fun, me there, enjoying every piece of wood I pulled off with the draw knife. I'm aware of looking through the window, asking me what happened, were you so excited? They say you just don't know. So it was fun then. Then going to work, and because I work at banks, and then majority of players that played for Barbados at that time worked at banks. You had Richard Holder, Arnold Gilts, Barry Callender, Flash Maynard. So it had a lot of players then that played cricket, that was in the cricket arena around me at that time. And I also played cricket for banks too as well. So it was fun. Getting feedback on the bats I made, and then the transition and change when I actually went to learn how to actually do the craft. It was different and it was a nice experience there in England. Well, my father had tools, and as a youngster before he passed, and God rest his soul, he passed I was at a very young age. I was 8.
My mom got the call and she told me, your dad make a turn for the worse. But being between sleeping away at that age, just 8 years old, it was like, mommy not know in the morning. Then when I got up then to the realization that, yeah, your father passed, daddy gone. And just that was a Sunday night. She now came from the hospital. That was into the Monday morning. So at that age, you can't go up in the ward. At that age, too young as a child. So I never got the last chance then to see my father when he left this earth. So it was traumatic. It was hard. And when you're seeing someone carrying weight, you don't know how heavy it is. You just looking in from the outside, but it was hard. It was challenging because my dad was the one that was there for me. As a youngster growing up, mommy was back at work. Daddy came out medically unfit and he was there with me every day, each and every day until he was able to go to school. I remember a time back, one of these moments I remember with him too as a youngster. He had this guy that murdered this woman in Sergeant's. So he actually started chopping her up from his front my house. So seeing all this, being for my dad clenched my dad's leg, seeing all this horrific thing going on, I was like, yeah. So moments like that was traumatic, but my father was there. And even we had livestock, carrying out these sheep on the morning, dealing with the goats, chickens. Yeah, he taught me a lot from that young age. I feel I have to protect my sons more, based on the facts like the world is changing. And I lost my father due to health conditions. He wasn't taken from me. So me, as a parent now, looking out for them and their well-being, making sure that I'm there throughout majority of their lives. Change eating habits, drinking habits, make sure I do things that would benefit me in the long run, so they also can benefit from it. But it's hard. The world as it is changed a lot. Once upon a time, me leaving home as a youngster or going trotting to school, I can't pass the neighborhood without speaking. Things like that. If my father and someone is not speaking, that don't mean that me as a youngster should pick up farriage for that. Oh, my father is speaking to you, so I'm speaking to you. Can't happen. That's a cocktail there. So things like that, yeah, you have to protect them from. You have to groom them and show them different things in the world, but you still have to protect them and let them know, yeah, you're a child. You have to take your place as a child still and let the adults deal with the adult stuff. The other turning point in my life was when I first went in the hospital. I left the Olympus that night after watching the movie. I can't remember the movie name, but eating, had a bulldog, popcorn, the norm, you go in the theater. Coming home, falling asleep, got up not feeling well, and I told my sister I wanted to carry me to the hospital. But within that short space of time, because my sister lived above, just a couple of feet above me, she was like, all right, I come in now. Before she got there, I actually went into a seizure. So my mom, my next brother, Dalton, and we're all in a panic, all in a frenzy, and they had to take me to the hospital. I went round the roundabout from Surrey, went round the roundabout in the right lane, going to the hospital, instead of the left to go round the roundabout. And that was a big turning point. It was short. I had a seizure. Seizure caused a mild stroke, and spent 2 weeks in the hospital. First time I got up, the first person I saw, because he was so tall at that time, was Carlos, above the curtains of the ICU unit. And being in there, being hooked up to all the tubes, seeing the pictures that were taken of me, hooked up on all the machines. It was, yeah, traumatic for me, eye-opening. And I left the hospital feeling good, yeah, I'm good, I'm okay. All right, past that hurdle. 2 weeks later, I was back in the hospital. This was where it really got bad for me, and I had to deal with a lot of things physically and mentally. Um, being had a scar in the trachea, so was placed on steroids. Was in the hospital for that 2 weeks. Um, a whole team of doctors dealing with my case. Then one Sunday, just couldn't breathe. I had to be rushed to theater, and being there on the bed, being not being able to be put to sleep for this operation. So it was up while everything was going on. When the laser was cutting, and me spitting up blood, saying tell my mother I love her, tell my friends I love them. That was rough. Honestly, me here now, yes, I'm alive, but at 18 years old, being on an operation table, seeing your life literally flash before your eyes, that wasn't easy at all. It was hard. So that was one of the biggest turning points in my life, along with losing my father at the age of 8. Now here, 37 years of age, thanking God for guiding me and showing me certain things in life. All these things help build me, and if I have to go back and change anything, it would not change anything at all in life. Uh, it made it made me the person I am today. To the youngsters out there that are lost, are going down the road of a road of crime, violence, you gotta actually come back, take a step back, look at someone who went through these things, and actually see for yourself. It's not a movie. It's life. Every day you're going out there, you know what you're doing is wrong because you're in the you have common sense. You can see these things for yourself. And no one ever that takes that step and keeps doing these things hardly ever or rarely ever get out or get in a position where they can see, yes, yeah, I see this and see this here, this is for me. I done with this. You got a lot of things, you got a lot of people you could talk to. Some may be traumatized, some may have just lost a parent, they lost someone to talk to, you lack communication skills. There's a lot of things that could cause a child or someone to go the wrong way. It could be a friend, someone close, a close family member that could lead you astray, as easy as it looks. But within yourself, you still have to know and tell yourself, yeah, well, this thing for me. It will be hard, it will be challenging, but at the end of the day, you still got to pull back yourself. Because at the end of the day, you will still look to have a family or want a family for yourself. And the things that you do, you won't want for your children or someone else's children.
Just about taking your time and bringing on the wood to the shape that you want. Because once you take it off, you can't put it back on. So if you're a little bit taxing on the shoulders, the arms, but take your time, you get it down, you watch your shape of the back. So this is a wooden plane. And this is one of the tools used to taking out the wood. Well, the branding is already there. Trident first started with Carlos Raffet. He was the sole owner of Trident, and it came on then in 2015 in the later stage, then into 2016 to be making the box instead of being ordering the material or ordering the box from outside. You could just give the people the option now within the Caribbean. You could come to Barbados and have the option of getting your box made, that bespoke feel there on the spot, and you could actually be there to see the process, what's going into it, and it will cut out the back and forth into all the little funny details of the back. Because you're there, you're on the spot, you can have it done to your specs. If you remember the name, Charles Braffett, and on that day at Eden Gardens when he snatched that victory from England, this was a sure defeat for the West Indies. You saw the sixes, he missed it, I think 3, and only time 1. So the bats are working, the materials working, the craftsmanship behind the bat is good. And it is tested. I also did bats for international players as well. The sergeants, you had Joe Root, Owen Morgan, Martin Gutto, Andre Russell, Chris Gill, Marlon Samuels. So, and the list goes on. Jason Holder, Kyle Mears, Kyle Hope, Shea Hope. So it's a lot of work I did over the years. This 8 years now that I was in making bats. If you have a dream, if you can dream, dream big. And the dream is limitless. So and then you have to now set yourself and push yourself beyond the limits. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge. You may not have persons in your life like how I do. But at the end of the day, you have to make up in your mind. Take that risk. A lot of people settle themselves short by not taking the risk. Life is a risk. Each and every day is a challenge. So you have to put it within yourself. It's not going to be easy. It ain't going to be sweet. It ain't going to be better roses. You're going to get more discouragement than encouragement. But it's your dream. So you have to own it, own the moment, and push for the dream. Believe in yourself, and go for it.
I don't know, when you make up your mind to kill yourself, you just stop caring about everything else.
Because at this age, we just so tunnel vision with vengeance that I didn't really care about the consequences at the time.
Then it's a different level of shame when your mom sees this distasteful action.
Back in there, easy, young man, we ain't know no better.
I remember speaking to him that you need to stop. If you in this gang thing that you ain't, you need to stop. You can dead.